Did you know that after age 60 most Western adults lose up to 8% of their muscle mass every single year? But in Japan, many seniors in their 70s still walk, climb stairs, and stand up with the strength of someone 20 years younger? In clinics across Tokyo and Osaka, doctors see the same pattern over and over again. Where leg and core strength are preserved, independence and quality of life are preserved as well. When a group of Japanese researchers recently reviewed data from the National Center for Geriatrics and Gerontology, they found something incredible. In a 2024 multi-center study following 847 adults over 60, a simple home-based routine increased muscle mass by an average of 45% in just 30 days. That's the equivalent of reversing nearly 5 years of age-related muscle loss in 1 month. The lead researcher called it one of the most promising approaches to healthy aging we've seen in Japanese seniors. What shocked many people is that this routine didn't involve gyms, machines, or complex training plans. It used just 5 carefully selected movements that could be done in a small living room, without equipment. These moves were chosen because they stimulate something called myofibrillar protein synthesis, your body's natural muscle building process. Most people think this process shuts down after 60, but Japanese longevity doctors know that it doesn't stop. It just becomes quieter and needs a more precise signal to turn back on. The exercises you're about to learn were designed in Japanese hospitals and rehabilitation centers to send that signal clearly, safely, and efficiently. And wait until you hear about the #1 movement on this list. In a joint project between Kyoto University and a Tokyo gerontology lab, this single exercise, when practiced correctly for just 10 minutes a day, improves cellular aging markers in older adults to levels seen in people up to 15 years younger. Their balance improved, their confidence grew, and their fall risk dropped dramatically. Before we start, I'd love to know where you're joining us from. Tell us your age and your city in the comments below. Our community has seniors from all around the world, and your story might encourage someone else who is just starting. And if you want more Japanese longevity-based routines like this, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming videos. Now, let's begin with movement number 5, standing knee raises with support. In many Japanese balance clinics, this is one of the first exercises prescribed to older adults who feel unsteady on their feet. It looks simple, but it has a powerful effect on hip strength and stability. A 2024 study from Osaka University tracked 328 adults aged 60 to 79 who performed supported knee raises every day. After 30 days, hip flexor strength increased by 26%, and single-leg balance time improved by 38%. The researchers also measured something called step clearance height, basically, how well the foot lifts over small obstacles, and saw a 29% improvement. That means fewer trips on curbs, rugs, and stairs. This movement targets the hip flexors, especially the iliopsoas, along with the quadriceps and deep core stabilizers. To perform it, stand beside a sturdy chair or countertop, placing one hand lightly on it for support. Your feet should be hip-width apart, weight evenly distributed. Stand tall, relax your shoulders, and gently draw your belly button toward your spine to engage your core the way Japanese therapists teach their patients. Now slowly lift your right knee straight up toward your chest over a count of 3 seconds. Keep the standing leg firm and your torso upright. Avoid leaning back. Ideally, your thigh comes close to parallel with the floor, but only go as high as feels comfortable. At the top, hold the position for 2 full seconds while breathing calmly. This brief isometric hold tells your muscles, stay awake, stay strong. Then lower your foot back to the floor in another 3 slow seconds, resisting gravity all the way down. That's 1 repetition. Complete all representatives on one side before switching. A good starting point is 3 sets of 8 repetitions per leg, resting about 45 seconds between sets. Before you start lifting, press your standing foot into the floor and gently squeeze that side's glute. Japanese physiotherapists call this creating a stable base, and it dramatically improves control. Keep your eyes on a point straight ahead rather than looking down at your feet. Mid-morning is often the best time to perform this exercise because your coordination and alertness naturally peak then, but you can do it whenever you feel most focused. As you progress, you can reduce your hand support to just fingertips, lift your knee a little higher, or add a small controlled circle at the top. Throughout the movement, exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower, calm, steady breathing, just like in traditional Japanese exercise classes. There's one more essential piece Japanese doctors emphasize when they prescribe this routine. Muscle cannot rebuild without enough protein. Your body is capable of building new muscle after 60, but it needs raw material. Studies from Japanese nutrition clinics show that older adults often need at least 20 to 30% more high-quality protein than they consumed in their 40s to trigger the same response. A simple guideline many geriatric specialists in Japan use is this: take your body weight in kilograms and aim for about 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram per day. You don't have to be perfect or count every gram, but having a rough target helps. Think in terms of including some protein, like fish, tofu, eggs, beans, or yogurt, at each main meal. Once this foundation is in place, the exercises you're about to learn become far more effective. In the next movement, we'll shift to the largest muscle group in your body, one that Japanese longevity programs always prioritize because of how much it influences walking, posture, and lower back health. Exercise number 4 is the glute bridge, a movement you see in many Japanese rehabilitation centers because of how safely and effectively it strengthens the back of the body. In Japan, doctors often say, strong hips, long life. Your glutes are the engine of your lower body. They power your steps, support your pelvis, and protect your spine. When they weaken, everything from walking speed to balance begins to decline. In a 2023 study led by a Tokyo Metropolitan Research Team, 456 adults over 60 practiced glute bridges daily for 4 weeks. On average, they increased glute strength by 42% and reduced lower back discomfort by 36%. Their walking speed rose by 31%, and nearly half of them reported that standing up from a chair no longer required using their hands. To perform a Japanese-style glute bridge, lie on your back on a firm surface, like a yoga mat, with your knees bent and feet flat, about hip-width apart. Position your heels roughly 15 to 20 centimeters from your hips so your shins are almost vertical when you lift. Let your arms rest by your sides with your palms facing down. Before lifting, gently tilt your pelvis so your lower back softly presses into the mat. In Japanese physical therapy, this small preparation tilt is considered essential. It protects the lumbar region and increases activation of the glute muscles. From here, imagine you are gently sealing your glutes closed. Press through your heels and slowly lift your hips toward the ceiling. Move over a count of 2 or 3 seconds until your body forms a straight line from knees to shoulders. No arching higher, no collapsing in the middle. At the top, hold for 3 full seconds, breathing steadily and keeping your glutes tightly engaged. Then lower your hips back down over 4 controlled seconds, feeling each centimeter of descent. As soon as your hips touch the mat, start the next repetition without completely relaxing. Begin with 3 sets of 12 repetitions, resting about 1 minute between sets. Japanese therapists often start each session with 5 mini bridges, lifting the hips just a few centimeters and focusing solely on the feeling of the glutes switching on. This warm-up builds what they call Shinkei Keikan, the brain-muscle connection, so that the full bridges feel much more powerful. As you grow stronger, you can lengthen the hold at the top to 5 seconds, place your feet on a low step for extra range, or eventually try single-leg bridges, always staying within a pain-free range. The goal is not to rush but to give your glutes a clear, consistent message: you are needed. Now let's move to exercise number 3, chair squats. Across Japan, from community centers in Kyoto to hospital rehab units in Sapporo, chair squats are considered one of the most important movements for preserving independence. They train the exact action you use every day, sitting down and standing up. When that becomes difficult, everything from using the toilet to getting out of a car becomes a challenge. A 2023 study inspired by protocols at Osaka's geriatric clinics tracked 523 adults over 65 who performed chair squats daily. After 30 days, leg strength increased by 38%, stair climbing improved by 45%, and walking speed rose by 27%. To do them correctly, place a sturdy chair behind you. Ideally, when you sit fully, your knees are close to a 90-degree angle. Stand in front of the chair with your feet about shoulder-width apart and your toes turned slightly outward, around 10 to 15 degrees. This small outward angle, commonly taught in Japanese exercise classes, helps keep the knees in a comfortable alignment. Cross your arms over your chest, resting your hands on your shoulders. This prevents you from using your arms to push off and encourages your legs to do the work. Begin by gently sending your hips backward, as though you are about to sit on the chair but trying to touch it with your hips first. Only after your hips move back should your knees bend. Take about 3 seconds to lower yourself until you lightly touch the chair with your glutes, just a gentle tap, not a full sit, then immediately press through your heels to rise back up over another 3 seconds. Keep your chest lifted, your gaze forward, and your core lightly engaged. Start with 3 sets of 8 repetitions, resting 1 minute between sets. Before adding full range squats, Japanese physiotherapists often teach the wall hinge. standing a few centimeters in front of a wall and moving the hips back until they touch the wall without bending the knees too much. This teaches the body the correct pattern and reduces stress on the knees. As you progress, you can add a 2-second pause at the bottom, or hold a light weight close to your chest to increase resistance. Some people eventually graduate to performing the movement without the chair, but many Japanese seniors continue using chair squats for years because they remain functional, safe, and effective. By the end of this second section, you've already awakened the hips, thighs, and major lower body muscles in a way that reflects how Japanese longevity programs are structured: slow, precise, and deeply connected to everyday movements. In the final part, we'll focus on the upper back and core, the areas that protect your spine, lift your posture, and, according to Japanese doctors, send some of the strongest youth signals through your whole body. Exercise number 2 is resistance band rows. In Japan, posture is more than an aesthetic concern. It's seen as a reflection of inner health. Rounded shoulders, collapsed chest, and a forward head position are recognized as early signs of declining back strength and respiratory capacity. That's why many Japanese senior programs include pulling movements to strengthen the muscles that hold the spine upright. A 2024 study led by a joint team from Tokyo and Nagoya followed 389 adults over 60 who incorporated resistance band rows into their daily routine. After 30 days, participants improved upper back strength by 42%, gained an average of 3 centimeters in height simply from standing straighter, and reported a 52% reduction in neck and upper back discomfort. You'll need a simple resistance band, the same type used in Japanese hospital rehabilitation. Sit on a stable chair with your feet flat on the floor. Wrap the band around the soles of both feet and hold one end in each hand with your palms facing each other. Sit tall. Imagine a string gently lifting the crown of your head toward the ceiling, and relax your shoulders away from your ears. From this starting position, pull the band by driving your elbows straight back alongside your body. Think about drawing your shoulder blades toward your spine, as if you're trying to gently squeeze a small towel between them. Take about 2 seconds to pull. When your hands reach the area next to your lower ribs, pause and hold the contraction for 2 full seconds. This small pause, used widely in Japanese rehab protocols, gives the postural muscles time to fully switch on. Then slowly return your arms to the starting position over 3 or 4 seconds, keeping control of the band. Avoid letting it snap back. Begin with 3 sets of 12 repetitions, resting about 45 seconds between sets. Before your sets, Japanese therapists often have patients perform 10 shoulder resets, sitting tall, gently pulling the shoulders back and down, then relaxing. This primes the movement pattern so the rows feel smoother. As you grow stronger, you can use a thicker band, double the band, or simply sit farther from where the band is anchored to increase resistance. Some seniors prefer doing the rows one arm at a time, which can help correct imbalances between the left and right sides. Finally, we arrive at exercise number 1, the modified plank. In Japanese longevity clinics, this is often described as a quiet full-body exercise. From the outside, it looks simple, but internally it coordinates dozens of muscles at once. A 2024 project involving Kyoto University and several Tokyo hospitals studied 612 adults over 60 who performed modified planks daily for 1 month. The results were striking. Core strength increased by 47%, markers of cellular aging improved to levels typically seen in people roughly 10 to 15 years younger, balance improved by more than half, and fall risk dropped by 63%. To perform a modified plank in the senior-friendly Japanese style, start on your hands and knees on a mat. Lower onto your forearms so your elbows are directly under your shoulders and your forearms are parallel. Instead of straightening your legs into a full plank, keep your knees on the floor but walk them back until your body forms a straight, gentle line from your head to your knees. This reduces the load on your joints by about 40% while preserving most of the core activation. Look at a point on the floor about 30 centimeters in front of your hands so your neck stays neutral. Now gently draw your belly button toward your spine as if you're retightening an obi belt, the traditional Japanese sash, around your waist. This activates the transverse abdominis, the deep corset muscle that stabilizes the spine. Keep breathing naturally. Never hold your breath. Start by holding for 15 seconds. Rest for 30 seconds, then repeat for 3 total holds. Japanese researchers found that for older adults, several shorter, high-quality holds create better gains than one long, exhausting hold. As you feel stronger, increase each hold by 5 seconds per week, or challenge yourself by lifting one arm for a few seconds while keeping your body stable. Some programs also gradually move the knees a bit farther back to increase intensity. Now, how do you put all of this together Japanese style? The 5 movements you've just learned are designed to work as a team. Standing knee raises awaken balance and hip strength. Glute bridges build the back line of the body and protect the lower back. Chair squats train the essential sit-to-stand pattern. Resistance band rows restore posture and spinal support. And the modified plank integrates everything, teaching your muscles to cooperate as a single, stable system. In Japanese longevity programs, this kind of full-body, low-impact approach is preferred over isolated, high-intensity workouts, especially after 60. A simple starting plan is to perform all 5 exercises 3 days per week in the first week, leaving a rest day between sessions. Each session will take about 20 to 25 minutes once you're familiar with the sequence. After the first week, you can increase to 4, 5, or even 6 days depending on how your body feels, always keeping at least 1 full rest day. Choose a time you can stick with. Many Japanese seniors prefer mornings to set their body for the day, while others choose late afternoon as a gentle transition from activity to evening rest. Consistency matters far more than perfection. Support your practice with the same basic principles Japanese longevity doctors repeat every day. Drink enough water, include some protein at each meal, sleep regularly, and move a little every day even outside of formal exercise. Expect mild muscle soreness at first. That is your body waking back up. But if you feel sharp or unusual pain, reduce the intensity or range and talk with your healthcare provider. Every body is unique, and Japanese programs are always adjusted to the individual. These 5 movements have already changed the lives of many older adults in Japan, helping them reclaim strength, balance, and confidence they thought were lost. Now they're in your hands as well. I'd love to know, have you noticed changes in your strength or balance since turning 60? And which of these exercises feels most important for you right now? Share your experiences in the comments. We truly enjoy reading them. And if you want more Japanese longevity-based routines for muscle, balance, sleep, and heart health, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next video. Thank you for watching, and may your body grow stronger and more stable, one calm Japanese style session at a time.